Hello student, in last class I have introduced you one method in which denominator was assumed as a t and it's a derivation we have generated in your numerator form. In some of the question direct it is possible to generate a numerator as a derived form of the denominator term inside the square root or even without the square root. Now here we are going to discuss today one question in which direct formation of the derived form as per the denominator term available is not possible. So there is one method which you can implement to all type of question in which directly you will have the derived form as a numerator form, means we will convert this numerator in such a way that direct we can produce differentiation of the denominator term. So here this is the question available with us, that is 5x plus 3 upon under root x square plus 4x plus 10. Now here if you look at the denominator term inside the square root, you will find its a derivation will give you 2x plus 4. Here in numerator if you look at the term, the multiple of x is available as a 5. So it is not matched to your required 2. So how to generate its a derived form? For that purpose we are having one method. So today we are going to discuss that method first and then we will move towards the next type of method, that is partial fraction method, to find the integration. So first we are going to discuss solution of this one. So in this question what will you do? In this type of question, this is the method you can implement in which direct differentiation is not possible to find out. So what will you do? First of all, this 5x plus 3 you will split in such a way that derived form you can produce. So in order to that, let your numerator term first, and that is to be compared with one of the constant into differentiation of this denominator term, means x square plus 4x plus 10, and one more constant you introduce here, means here we have to find out the value of m and n, and that expression you will write that will be equal to 5x plus 3. So here first of all write its a derived form. This will also be considered a part of your solution. So this is the 2x plus 4 plus n. Now coefficients we have to compare, means coefficient of x term and the constant term. So before comparing, we just make them separate first. This is your 2m and x plus 4m plus n. So this is the equation we have generated. Now compare coefficient of x. So on comparing, coefficient of x term, both the sides. So what will you have? 5 is equal to 2m. From here you can say m will come out as a 5 by 2. Now in place of m, now we will write 5 by 2. Now comparing constant terms. So these are the two constant terms you are having. So comparing constant terms. So what will you have? 3 is equal to 4m plus n. As m already you have evaluated as 5 by 2. So substitute over here. These two will cut. So this will give you 3, 10 plus n. So from this n you will get as a minus 7. So this is the another value what you are having. So first it was m and the another one we have evaluated as a n is equal to minus 7. Now what the mean is to say, this 5x plus 3 you can express as a 5 by 2 into this expression plus minus 7. So this expression you will replace by this relation. So what we can write now? 5 of x plus 3, we can write here m we have evaluated as 5 by 2. So this is the 5 by 2. Derived form, don't write here, here only you will write it, which you have written in a derivative form. And then this is n means minus 7. Means in the question 5x plus 3 replaced by this combination. And at this present position, if you are able to find it out its solution without making this all the solution, that also you can go for. But sometimes it creates some problem. That's why I prefer that you follow this method. Now start with the solution. This will give you, this is the question available to us. Now 5x plus 3 we have written as a 5 by 2. 2x plus 4 minus 7. Under root x square 4x plus 10. Now this question is split into two parts. First of all, this first term you take aside, under that you write this square root term. Secondly, minus 7 you write, and under that you keep this square root term. So now this question is splitting into two parts. So that will be, first part is 5 by 2 is being constant. This is 2x plus 4 dx upon under root x square plus 4x plus 10. Now the constant one means minus 7 you keep here, that is dx upon under root x square 4x plus 10. Now this is turned into two parts, so as a I1 and I2 it can be sorted out. So let it be, this is your I1, this is be your I2. So let solution for your, it was I, so finally we require this form I is a I1 plus I2. So first of all, now we will go for evaluation of your I1 term, that is 5 by 2 2x plus 4 dx upon under root x square plus 4x plus 10. So now let's discuss the solution of the first part. Already same type of questions or this type of combination we have discussed. So for this one, let x square 4x plus 10 as a t, make it differentiate. So 2x plus 4 dx you will develop as a dt form. Substitute in the question. So your I1 will be, turn is, this is the 5 by 2 dt under root t. Now it is to be treated for integration. So before that you write in a convenient manner if it is required, otherwise direct also you can proceed. Now on integration, this is the 5 by 2 t power minus half plus 1 minus half plus 1, any of the constant you can produce. This is 5 by 2 t power half, this is also 1 by 2 and c1, this 2 will cut. So 5 under root x square plus 4x plus 10, you will have the first answer form. Now you will move towards the second one, that is your I2. So now for I2, this is minus 7 dx under root x square plus 4x plus 10. Now this is the term only available, denominator with the x variable. So it is to be converted with a perfect square if possible directly, and if it is not possible directly, as per your middle term you will introduce the constant as we have already done in the last cases. So here this is the minus 7 dx. Here you see middle term is 4x. So 2ab, 2x already we are having. So extra is your 2, means plus 4 we require to make a perfect square. So from the 10 only it can be sorted out. So make it split in such a way that you can generate perfect square directly. This way we are having the term splitting. Now combining these three, it will give you x plus 2 whole square. So let it be convert. In a perfect square form, and this 6 you will keep as such. So what you are getting, the formula form 1 upon under root x square plus a square. So direct integration is possible for this case. So now go for writing, it's a direct integration. This is minus 7 log x means x plus 2 under root quotient itself. In place of the quotient you can write this form or this form, both. Formation of the perfect square is necessary because it will give you the idea which formula you are going to be implement here. Otherwise direct it is not possible to have a decision about what your x will be. So this will be give you this much. Another constant you can produce. Now go for combining form as a I1 and I2 solution. So the final answer form I it was carrying as a I1 plus I2. So what the I1 solution we are having? 5 under root x square 4x plus 10. What the I2 constant we will replace by a single term only. So the I2 we are having is a minus 7 log x plus 2 plus under root x plus 2 whole square plus 6, and plus on combining C1 and C2 you can produce one constant term. So this will be your final answer form as a I. And you can, if you can handle both the terms simultaneously, that is also possible to manage if it is convenient to you. So this way this m and n are to be found it out to make sure that what the coefficients you are going to produce as a derived form are correct. So this method you can follow to find out this splitting and have a solution regarding that. So in this exercise we have completed all type of question in which direct application of a particular type of functions we have implemented. Now we are going to start with a new method, that is your partial fraction method. So your question will be available with the certain form. You have to identify that particular form and particular method you will implement. Here the main task is, as per the question will be available, denominators are to be factorized and constants are to be introduced to make them separate. So first of all I am going to list out all the forms in which different type of constants are to be implemented. But before that, one question I am going to solve, so you will be clear why we are going to introduce constant form. So very simple form we are going to discuss here, and then we will list out all the methods through which different type of constants are to be introduced. So first I am going to start with one question that will give you the idea that what the method is. So this method is called as partial fraction method for integration, and it will refer to your next exercise 7.5. So here with the help of an example we will try to understand what the partial fraction method is, and then we will list out the constants over there. So you will have the idea what A, B, C and D are. Otherwise direct if I will write, you will be get confused that why this all constant we have introduced. What is the purpose behind that? Now one example we are going to write, that is Now first we are going to write a question in which this type of combinations are available. So first of all you will check the question frame in which it is necessary to have your order of your numerator term less than the order of your denominator term. Means power of the x term should always be less of numerator as compared to denominator. Even equality is not allowed. In some of the cases, if this situation is not going to fulfill, it is called the improper form, and you have to convert question in a proper form on making factorize or division method, whatever else. It depends upon the question form which method you can implement over there. Now here first of all be sure that power of your x in numerator is less than power of the terms available in a denominator. Now here you can see power of the denominator, how to check it out. Make them multiply verbally, so you will have what the higher order it is. So here in denominator we are having x square as a 2 as a maximum power, and in the numerator you are having 1 as a power form. So this is available in a proper form. Now it can be proceed for partial fraction method. Now what the method is? Here terms will be available with certain factor. It may be 2, it may be more than 2. Here term may be available to you with the x square and with the different combinations. So first of all try to generate maximum factor if possible. If these are the linear factor, then how to proceed about? So what will you do? Aside from the question, write your question form without integration sign. If only linear combinations you are having, two constant you will produce here as a upon x plus 1, any of the factor you can write first, and b as x plus 3. So this way with a single combination make them separate out. Now this is to be written as such. This is the method what we have to follow, so try to understand. Here also go for taking LCM. A x plus 3, b x plus 1. Now these two will cut, so only the numerator you will go for comparison for further solution. Now anyhow this a and b constants we have to find it out. Now this is the linear combination we are having. Now you have to sort out this linear equation for evaluation of the constant a and b. In order to that, what will you do here? What are the different factors you are having? One by one make them 0. So what the x value you can generate, that you can write. So first of all we talk about if we write x plus 3 as a 0, means x is equal to minus 3 if you substitute. For negative value with the x square don't write. With linear combination only you go for writing particular factor as a 0, so that will give you the idea about the solution. So both the sides substitute the same, so what it will give you? Minus of 6 plus 1, this a into 0 obviously, and this will give you b minus 3 plus 1. So from there b will be separate out. This is your 5, this will be 0, this is how much? Minus 2b. So from here b you can write as a 5 by 2. So this is the one constant value you have evaluated. Now go for the second factor, that is x, anyone you can write first, x is equal to minus 1. So obviously this will turn to 0, here you come, this is minus 2 plus 1, this is a minus 1 plus 3, and this will give you 0 solution. So this relation will evaluate value for constant a. So this is your minus 1, this is 2a, so a you will get as minus 1 upon 2. So these are the two constants we are having. Now you come to your question form, that is this one. So 2x plus 1 upon x plus 1 x plus 3. In place of a you write that particular constant In place of b, you write that particular evaluated constant. So this way, this fraction you can write into two parts for further integration. So that's why it is called a partial fraction, means partially we have separated out this vector form. Now you come to your main question. So this will be also considered a part of your solution. Now come to your question, in which whatever the form it is available, you split into two parts. So direct this splitting you can write here as this is 1 upon 2 with negative sign, x plus 1, this is the integration sign for the whole combination, plus 5 by 2, x plus 3, and this is the dx. Make them separate, this is 1 by 2, integration, or in a combined form also we can write, there is no issue. So this way these two terms are available for individual integration. Now 1 upon x forms are available for both the cases, so its integration will be, this is minus 1 upon 2 log of x plus 1 plus 5 upon 2 log of x plus 3, and here one constant you can reduce. So this is the final answer form you will have regarding this type of combination. So this type of combination you can generate with the help of this constant evaluation. Now as per the combination available in a denominator, this constant introduced with this separate method. So first of all I am going to list out that method through which different type of combinations you can generate. So I hope it will be clear that how this method will be implemented. It is quite lengthy, but normally this method is going to be asked in your exam. So first of all we understand how constants are to be introduced for given combination, but before that you make sure that your question is available with the proper form, means your power of x of a numerator should always be less than the power of x of a denominator. Now we list out different type of combination in which constants are to be introduced, otherwise the method will remain same for all type of combination. So first combination already we have seen as a, now the same formation I will consider for all type of combination. So here the constant we have generated as this way. If one more factor is there, one more constant you can introduce. Now the second thing is 2x if any of the factor having more than one power, means not available with the linear combination, at that time what will you do? And one more thing regarding your constant introduction, what is the highest power of x you are having, that much constant you have to introduce on the right hand side. So here you see, here it was 2, so 2 constant we have introduced. Here you see on making them expand, it will give you 2. 2 into 1, 3. So obviously it required 3 constant. Now how to introduce this 3 constant? Start with the single power of the given term having more than one power. Second constant you will introduce is a square of that, and the third, what the linear combination we are having, that is to be right. So this way 3 constant will be introduced. Even in place of this x plus 1, this x plus 3 you can write at this first place, second one will followed by x plus 1, and the third one will followed by x plus 1 whole square. So this way 3 constant will be introduced. Afterwards what the method we have implemented in the example form, that you will implement everywhere. Third case, it may be that this also possible, x square plus 1, if it would be x square minus 1, its factorization is possible and direct 3 constant we can implement. But here the case is changed. In place of minus sign we are having x square plus 1. So at that time again 3 constant will be required because the power of x is 3. So at that time what will you do? First of all, define your linear combination and then followed by this combination. This way you have to write square form bx plus c upon x square plus 1. If here you are going to write x square plus 1, it would be ax plus b upon x square plus 1 and the next one will be c upon x plus 3. So as per the factor what you are going to write as a denominator position, this constant is to be defined. So this is the third method what you can write. Now one more form we are having, in which suppose question is available this way. This is, both are carrying with the square form and in numerator you are having 2x. If numerator is carrying x power 1 and denominator both are carrying same power, so at that time what will you do? The question frame you will change here is, let x square is equal to 2, t, make it a differentiate, 2x dx is available as a dt. So totally the question frame will be changed here as a dt. This is t plus 1 and this is t plus 2. Now your question is turned in form of t. Now in order to that we will make a constant introduce on basis of linear combination. Now you will integrate in terms of t only and at last this t you will write in terms of x to have a final answer form. But make sure that your whole solution is going to be right in form of t only. Don't introduce x in between the solution. At last only substitution will be required. So here you see these two are the linear combination. So two constants are to be introduced. Your method will remain same as already I have discussed to you. That is b. Now you will integrate this one and that at last substitution of a t as a x square. Now the last form and the important form is sometime it may be possible that this one you are having. This is, everywhere we are having x square term, so no need to make a t derive for dt term. Only term is to be replaced as, let x square as a t. So this will be t, t plus 1, t plus 3. Now this will be proceed for partial fraction. May constant introduce, but before writing integration, replace your t by x square and then you proceed for a integration. Otherwise your solution will consider wrong because here we have not converted dx as a dt form. So just for your sake of conveniency, this one you will write with the linear combination and make it sure about the solution of your constant. So when we will attend such type of question, you will be more clear that what are these different type of combination and how it can be implemented. I repeat all this method, try to understand because this introduction of the constant is a main part of such a solution. So first of all, if we are having linear combination, only two constant or how many factors you are having, it is to be. Now one more thing, it may be possible that this is not available, only x is there. So here also you will make it x. So each type of combination you can handle now if you are sure about your writing of the constant. Next is any of the factor is carrying certain power. So this way splitting is required. Any of the term is having power 2, not 3, only 2. This way combinations are to be generated. If x and x square available, go for writing it's a differentiation form. And when all terms are available with the x square, no need to write a differentiation form. Only term you will replace in terms of t to find out the constant value. So till the next lecture, you revise all these points so we can implement these points to our exercise. Thank you.